Ding, 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 ding. Guys, he's going to do that too.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you were asked to do three problems of division. This being the third division problem you were asked to do. You were asked to do the same three problems that my first class, my second class was also asked to do. In my first class, I made a video of problem number 1. In my second class, I made a video of problem number 2. In this class, I'm going to make a video of problem number 3. So if you want to check to make sure you get all of them right, so if tomorrow I just give you a note card and say, hey, write the 3 answers that you should have gotten yesterday on the note card and tell you to turn it in, then you should be able to get 100.
Yes.
I'm just saying, because that's the way I roll.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with, I say so a lot when I'm doing these videos. We're going to start with writing the problems correctly for division. I saw some question marks go up when I wrote it like this. Same thing when I write it like that. You can still write it vertically.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Write it vertically. Now, the next step that you were asked to do, Sally, do you remember the first thing you were asked to do? Excellent. List your multiples of your divisor. That's Sally. That's Sally. She's right there. List the multiples of your divisor. So we have 1 times 22 times 23 times 24 times 25 times 26 times 27 times 28 times 20 and 9 times 20. We don't have to keep going. Why don't we have to keep going? Because we're only putting one number up there at a time. 1 digit at a time. So I don't need to have 2 digit here. I only need 1 digit at a time. And let's, class, help me out and count by 2s. Start with, count by 2s.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18.
Okay, so now what you've done is you've multiplied each of these by 2. But we're not just multiplying 2 times 2, we're multiplying 2 times 20. So since we've already multiplied by 2, now we can multiply by 10. And when we multiply something by 10, we're just moving, no, don't just add a 0. You move the decimal point to the right once. Well, the decimal point's here. So to move it to the right once, I have to add a 0. You are adding a 0, but not in every case. So you have to know that what we're actually doing is moving my decimal point from here to here. That's a good idea, Emmeline. I'm going to have to give you problems where you don't just add a 0. Dun, dun, dun!
Yay! Yay! No. Yay!
Now we're ready to actually begin doing some work.
Some work?
Let's call on, let's see. Oh, let me check Team Shake, because I paid 99 cents for Team Shake, pretending like this is my phone, and I'm going to hit Team Shake. Trent!
That's a Rubik's Cube.
Trent, does 20 go into 7? No, because 20 is too big to go into 7 when we're only using whole numbers here. So now Trent, does 20 go into 70? Yes. So I'm going to have a number in the tens place and a number in the ones place, Trent. So now Trent, this handy dandy chart where I've listed my multiples, I look at it and I'm dividing 20 into 70. I'm not looking at this 0 yet. I'm dividing 20 into 70. So I look at my multiples and I need to get as close to 70 as I can get without going over. So you tell me when I've gone too high, Trent. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. What? You're not stopping me, Trent. Because this is too big. right, because 80 is more than 70. 60 is less than 70, but it's as close as okay. So, 60 is as close as I can get. So 3 goes up here.
Yes.
And if I look at that blue thing, it says first we divide, so we divide it into 70, then we multiply. Trent, 3 times 20 is? 60. And since I'm dividing it into 70, it's very important that that 3 goes right above this 0. If you put your numbers in your quotient in the wrong place, when we start dividing decimals, division of decimals starts again today. You're going to possibly get the wrong answer if you don't put your digits in your quotient in the correct place. Now, Maddie, what is 70 subtract 60? 10. So now, I believe on that blue sheet that I know all of you, especially those that were confused about division, looked at. I'm sure of it. That's why we put the stuff in there, right, crew? Right, crew? Right, crew? Now it says we bring down after we subtract. So I have to bring down this 0. My next number has to go above this. You with me, Reagan? Has to go above this. You with me, Reagan? Has to go above this, right here. Because I'm taking 20 into 100. So Reagan, let's look here. I need to get as close to 100 as I can get without getting over. So you tell me when I'm as close as I can get without going over. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Oh, stop. Boom. Boom. And since it's 5 times 20 is 100, the 5 goes there. We multiply. We subtract. There's nothing else to bring down. I have nothing after I subtract. So that means that I have no remainder. Oh, wait a minute. I have a call coming in.
Oh, no.
Yes? Yes, Emmeline. I know you're working on this in your journal right now. I told you to, so I know you are. You have it out and you're looking. Good. Oh, Emmeline, you checked your work by doing the inverse operation of division? That's amazing. You're going to make sure you get it right. I'm so proud. Oh, you want us to do this too so the rest of the class can see it? Okay, Emmeline, you're so sweet for the rest of the class. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
So Emmeline just called to remind me that we can always check our work, especially if we'd like to get good grades. So Emmeline told me we multiply the quotient times the divisor. So we're doing 35 times 20. Let me ask before we go on too far, Hudson, in my final product down here, my answer, what's going to be in the ones place? A 0. I'm going to have a 0 in the ones place. I don't need to take this 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 2 or 3 is 0. I don't need to write all that because when I put my second 0 here, it's going to be a 0 in the ones place. I don't have to do that. So now I'm at my tens because I multiplied my ones place through already. Now, so then, Reagan, now I have to multiply my tens place through. So I have 2 tens times 5 ones equals 10. So that equals that there. And Reagan, 2 times 3 is?
6.
Plus 1 is?
7.
7. Since my dividend and my product are the same, either I did both of them wrong, exactly the same thing wrong, or I have it right, which is more likely. Because I have help from my peeps. Help from my peeps. I'm just saying. That is a good question. Lillian wants to know if I could do one of the problems from the homework that's division. Because she noticed, when she told me yesterday, she noticed that some of the problems from the homework, I said that weird, from the homework have remainders. And they aren't numbers. You need to go. Okay. 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 Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than. It's not 250.
This
I
singing.
know, I'm putting this in my backpack.
Oh, okay. The problem here with the ones on the homework that I know probably many of you have done, and if you haven't done, you're probably getting the homework out right now so you can follow along. I'm just saying. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. Pick a number, Debbie. 1, 2, or 3?
2.
2. All right, so I have the number, I have 842 divided by 64. That's number 2 on our division portion of our homework. Now it's pretty easy listing my multiples of 20. So now Laura, because your teacher is a big jerk, he makes us list our multiples of this. So we're gonna do 64 times 1 is what, Laura? 64. Then I have 64 times 2. Who can tell me 64 times 2? Laura? 128. And then 64 times 3. Laura is what? 200, who? 256. Is she right? 3 times 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 1800, 19, 192. Okay? Now, I, being you, would probably go on your homework just to make sure you had them all listed. Right now, I'm going to stop because I don't want this video to be 7,286 minutes long. Because Laura's like, will you just shut up and let us do what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, Mr. McMurdo.
So, Laura, does 64 go into 8? No. Laura, does 64 go into 84?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to have a 2-digit quotient. Now, because McKenna already told me that these have a remainder, I know these are going to have a remainder. But I'm still going to have a tens place and a ones place. So Laura, how many times does 64 go into 84?
Once.
Once. And I put my 1 in my quotient. And then as my blue notes say, I multiply 1 times 64 and I get what, Laura? Good. And then, Laura, I do 84 subtract 64 and I get what? 20. Now I'm not done because I still have a number that is uncovered. This is uncovered. So now I have to bring this 2 down. So now, Laura, I have to take 64 into 202. That might be as close as we can get, but we have to check here. 64 times 4 is 256. Well, 256 is too big. So it must be 64 times what, Laura? 3. And 3 times 64 is? 192. See, the beauty of this is I've already done most of the math once I've done it the first time. All right, so Laura, we have 202 and we subtract 192 and we get 202 subtract 192 is 10.
It's red.
Laura, I don't have anything else to bring down. It didn't say make them decimals. So I'm going to use this as my remainder, Laura. Oh, wait a minute. It's going off again. I know, Emmeline, you haven't even given me a chance to show him how to check the work. For the love of Pete. All right, bye. So, as Emmeline is telling me, we always want to check our work because good grades are important to us. I mean, if we don't check our work, then it looks like good grades aren't important to us. And we don't want to appear like good grades aren't important. So we take our quotient of 13, we multiply that by our divisor of 64. Since it has a remainder, we add 10. And after we do that math, if we've done everything correct so far in our problems, then the answer to this equation should be 842 if we did it correct. I don't know if we did it correct or not, but, we'll see. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind today. Subscribe and save the beast.